Now, over the last several months, especially just as of recently, I have been making some bigger changes than in a while to my long-term dividend portfolio. Now, this is because even though my strategy and objective has pretty much remained the same since I started investing around 9 years ago, that being buying into cash flowing stocks and or ETFs that also have the potential to pay me more and more in dividends over time and also offer some potential capital appreciation, over time my strategy and objectives are still evolving and changing ever so slightly. So in this video, I thought it'd be fun to go through an entire portfolio breakdown, share with you guys more or less every single position I'm currently holding inside of my long-term portfolio, share with you some of the names I've been buying like crazy, and some names that I've been selling off as of recently, which is something new. So if you guys want to see a deep dive inside of my 7-figure dividend portfolio, make sure to stick around, drop a like down below, and let's get right into it. My A to Z dividend investing ebook has helped countless dividend investors get started with their journey. And my custom dividend tracker that I'm constantly using here on the channel has also helped so many investors stay on track and allow them to see their dividend income in real time. Well, today I have another treat for you guys. I'm not only going to offer you my A to Z dividend investing ebook and the custom dividend tracker, but also just for a short limited time, I'm going to be adding in my brand new weekly dividend blueprint ebook to show you how you can get started with weekly dividend ETFs and add this into your investing strategy. This offer is not going to last long, so go ahead and click the first link down below in my description, and you're going to get both ebooks and the custom dividend tracker bundle. But like I said, please act fast because this won't be around for long. Now let's get back into the video. Now, if this happens to be one of the first videos you came across from my channel, welcome of course. I'm currently 32 years old and I've been dividend investing for around 9 years or so. Now, just like the title of the video says, this is my 7-figure dividend portfolio that's currently worth somewhere around $1.5 to $1.6 million that I've been building like crazy over the past decade or so. Now, my portfolio as it sits right now is currently earning an estimated yearly dividend amount of around $98,000 and around $8,200 per month in dividends. Now, my longer term goal for this portfolio was to get the total monthly dividend amount this year in 2025 to $8,500 per month, but I recently changed that goal to $10,000 just to really shoot for the stars. I currently don't exactly know how I'm going to get there unless I do some serious buying, rebalancing, or all the above. But without wasting any more time, let's go through the portfolio. I'm going to share with you guys what I'm currently holding on to, how much everything's paying me, and like I said, some names that I've been buying and actually selling. So we still have our BDJ position, around 1,800 shares more or less of this one. I'm still buying a few shares of BDJ here and there. We still have our Devo position. I haven't been adding as much Devo as of recently just because there's so many other higher yielding names that I've been adding to my portfolio over the past month or so. But we still do have around 1,650 shares of Devo. We still have our 1,262 shares of Verizon stock. I have still been selling calls on my shares of Verizon stock. They haven't been called away as of yet, so far so good with Verizon. We also of course still have our 1,001 shares of Apple stock, which actually just recently paid me a dividend, which was nice. We then also have our 2,746 shares of QLD. We have our 2,785 of Realty Income, which also just recently paid me a $750-ish dividend payouts. Now, Realty Income is the first position we sort of have to talk about. I'm currently up just ever so slightly on my shares of Realty Income. I bought the majority of my shares at around $55 or a little bit under over the past decade or so. Now, even though I am bullish on REITs long term, even though I still love ticker symbol O, I do actually plan on selling off some of my shares of Realty Income in some of my smaller portfolios and moving that money into IYRI for a little bit higher yield and some downside protection with the cover call overlay. Now, I'm not going to sell my entire position of Realty Income, but I am going to trim it, like I said, and move some of that money into IYRI. Now, when exactly am I planning on doing that? Well, if Realty Income gets to the $56, $57, $58 range, at that price point, I will trim off some shares, but until then, I'm holding safe and sound. Another position that I actually trimmed as of recently, again, this is rare because as a lot of you guys know, I never really sell positions. If anything, I just keep buying more. But another position I did sell as of recently, I think I sold a few hundred shares or so. I sold off some of my JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF or JEPI. Now, JEPI's not been a bad position since I started buying it way back in the day. I mean, I'm up a few dollars on it as far as my average cost per share compared to the most recent price of it, and I've been paid income from JEPI for every single share that I own a JEPI over the past so many months. But in my opinion, there are just better income-focused ETFs nowadays across the market, so I actually sold off some JEPI and bought some more SPYI and QQQY, as well as some OMA and some other names. Now, I do plan on selling off even more of my JEPI in the future, just buying some other ETFs that are a bit more tax efficient and that offer either a little bit more income generation or even more potential upside. Again, not going to sell off every single share of JEPI, at least not as of right now, but it is something that I'm considering. We then still have my 755 of EPD, our 700 BST, nothing new there, our 491 JEPQ, which I also as of recently stopped buying JEPQ. Now, just like the others, I'm still a big fan of JEPQ. I'm not planning on selling off my JEPQ necessarily, but there are other ETFs as far as premium income focused ETFs as of right now that I do actually like more across the markets. We still have our 60 shares of ZVOL, our 246 of NUSI or now QQQH. We still have our 2194 of XYLD. We have our 2491 or so. I think I need to update this of SHD. Now, SHD has been another very hot topic as of recent. A lot of investors are asking me, am I going to sell off my shares of SHD? Am I going to keep buying more shares? The answer is that I'm still holding my shares. I'm still holding out for a bright future for SHD. Of course, unless something changes. But we are closing in around 2,500 shares of SHD as of right now. Have I personally been slowing down a little bit buying SHD in the past several weeks and months? Yes, I have. But that's just because there's other ETFs I'm trying to build up positions of. All to say that I'm still buying SHD every single day. I have this ETF along with many others on my auto buy in several of my portfolios. We then still have our 311 of MO, our 165 of Triple N, our 100 JP Morgan, our almost 300 Vici, which I also am planning on selling off sometime in the future. I am up a little bit on my Vici shares. The REIT isn't a bad REIT whatsoever. I just want to divert most of my REIT exposure into IYRI. That's the only reason there. We then have our 59 KMI. We then have our almost 300 main. We have our 351 WP carry, which I also plan on selling off if, of course, I'm lucky enough to break even sometime. Beyond that, we still have our 47 shares of PNW, our 255 of Tesla. We have our 24 EPS, our 20 PBA, our 18 ABR, our 16 EXR. We have our 17 SPG, our almost 800 SVOL, which yes, SVOL has not been doing the best as of recently. Some of you guys also been asking me about SVOL. I'm still holding on to my shares. I am down obviously a little bit as far as paper loss go, but SVOL pays a massive distribution every month, which as of recently, they even raised it. We have our 9 Stag, we have our 8 T-Row, we have our 19 KMB, we have our 3180 BNQ, which I'm also planning on trimming off again when the price goes up a little bit higher here. We have our 200 Coca-Cola, we have our 700 PSA, we have our 1221 SPYI, which my goal for this one is personally 2,000 shares, which hopefully will hit in the next year or so. Then lastly, some of the newer positions in the portfolio are made up of things like our 268 FEPI, we have our 2 shares of DGRW, we have our 4 FDVB, we have our 14 VIG, we have our 288 of SPYT still in the portfolio. I have not added or touched this one in a while. We then have our 24 PEP, we have our 41 T, we have our 1 DIVB, which I actually think I might have sold off. We have our 722 QQQI, we have our 29 AIPI, we have our 2 QQA, which I also think I might have sold off. We have our 15 AVI, we have around 250 to 280 of GPIQ and GPIX, which I also am trying to build out a little bit more of right now. Then lastly, we have some smaller, almost brand new positions like QDTE, 32 shares. We have our 288 shares of Coney. We have our 12 shares of XDTE. I had to update Misty. We actually have 112 shares of Misty right now. We have our 265 of IYRI, which I also think I need to update. I think I added some more of this one last week. We have our 76 EIC, 14 OMA, and 44 QDVO. So that more or less is what we're holding on to in the portfolio. Like I said, as of right now, we're probably earning on average around $8,000 to $8,500 per month, depending on what dividend payouts are at, because again, lots of these names don't pay the same exact amount every single month. But regardless, I hope this portfolio review gave you guys an idea of what I'm currently holding on to, where my head's at, as far as some names that I'm actually going to be selling off of, names that I have been selling as of recently, which like I said is kind of rare for me, and names that I've been buying like crazy. Now again, my longer term goal in 2025 is going to be to get the portfolio to over $120,000 per year, and I want to get there by not just buying ultra high yielders like Misty and other names like that. Obviously, if I rebalance and just bought a lot of those names, I could probably get there tomorrow. But I do want to build the portfolio in a way to where it's sustainable, it's index-based for the most part, and it's high quality. So now that we went through the entire 7-figure dividend portfolio, I want to hear from you guys down below. Be brutally honest. What are some names you absolutely love in the portfolio, and what are some names you absolutely hate? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to please drop a like in it and subscribe for more future content like this. Thanks as always for stopping by, and if you are interested in investing, make sure to check out these recent videos I posted right here.